Today we're getting yet another update for Counter-Strike 2, where the developers of course are fixing the issues from yesterday's patch, but aside from just bug fixes, this update also brings new gameplay changes and I'll go over those today. We'll also talk about bugs on the new maps, some Easter eggs and much more. This video will be interesting, so make sure to hit that like button right now and let's get started. Yesterday's major update introduced 4 new community maps, and naturally they weren't 100% ready. As soon as they landed in the game yesterday, issues immediately started showing up because people quickly found bugs, and already today fixes have been rolled out for 3 of them. For Palacio, adjustments were made, for Rooftop they fixed collision, clipping and surprisingly even wall hacks, and for Golden they fixed spawn problems. So what kind of new bugs appeared? Well, finally we got to see a post from Duduk, who hadn't shown up for a long time, and he demonstrated a new exploit that lets you get out of the map boundaries. Here's how it looked. This isn't anything new. On practically every freshly added map, players find some way to break outside the playable area, and this was just another case. For example, Flyo also showcased this happening on other maps as well, and there were quite a lot of spots where you could go outside the boundaries. And it seems that this is exactly what the tree mentioned in the change log by the map developer was referring to. Aside from bug fixes, maps also got some hidden Easter eggs, which is honestly pretty exciting to see. It shows the developers are putting extra effort into them. For instance, on the map Transit there's a police car Easter egg. If you climb on it, the siren goes off and after a while you even hear the sound of the engine roaring. And to wrap up the topic of maps, let's also talk about a fix related to wall banks. Yes, we're jumping a bit out of order compared to today's change log, but the issue with bullet penetration was addressed. Flyo shared a clip that showed one of these wall bank problems on Mirage, and honestly, it feels like new wall banks will never stop showing up in Counter-Strike maps. What's interesting though is that this doesn't seem to be an issue tied specifically to Mirage. The fix wasn't marked as a Mirage-only problem in the change log, but rather something addressed across the entire game systems, so it looks like it applied globally. Now moving on properly through the update notes, the crosshair dots for the AUG and SG553 were adjusted in size. If I'm getting this right, the dot in the scope for these rifles is now just slightly smaller than it used to be. By default, that definitely makes it easier to use compared to before, but just like before, the dot still expands when you move. At the same time, a new console command was added. Its default value is 1, but you can now decrease it to make the scope dot even smaller if it bothers you, or increase it up to a maximum value of 2 if you prefer. This feels like a logical continuation of the scope changes from yesterday's big update, where the developers introduced the new AWP scope reticle, and also logically they've now added an entire dedicated section in the settings menu for scope crosshairs, where you can adjust the thickness of these dots, whether for the AUG, SG553 or even the AWP, allowing you to make the scope reticle thicker if you want. The next change is a bit odd. It's not clear why the developers added it, but they did. You might remember how yesterday they introduced the special camera transitions when you switch between players in spectator mode. Well, today they added black bars at the top and bottom of the screen during those transitions, I guess to make it look more cinematic, but honestly it looks kind of weird, especially considering how clunky the spectator camera moves between players. And if we end up seeing this strange animation during a major, it might feel a little disappointing. Aside from that, the developers say they've improved stability in this update, and another set of changes relates to scripting support for maps using JavaScript, which was introduced a few updates back. This is actually a really interesting feature. For example, Ansemist showed off the first Minecraft-style map in CS2 that literally works with Minecraft mechanics. You can place blocks and build. And this is all possible thanks to the new JavaScript system. Like I've said before, JavaScript support really opens up massive opportunities for map creators. And finally, Aqua reported that the developers seem to be planning to add a system for wagers or trades inside the armory. If you remember, they already tried this with the new notebook case, where you'd get offers from a trader, and apparently we might see something similar coming to the Armory Pass itself. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the future. That's all for today. Thanks a lot for watching until the end. My name is Ravil. Don't forget to leave a like, good luck to you all, and see you in the next damn video.